They're racing up towards the first bend, and one Fireside Venture gets a good start here. Ahead of 5 Pam's Wizard. On the outside is 6. That's Forward Venture as they go down the far side. And now Fireside Venture's out in front and leads the way here from racing. In second place comes Sarah Deb. After these comes 6 Forward Venture and 3. Here's Andy looking for racing room, but there's no room there at the third bend. Coming around the final bend, and Fireside Venture joined by Sarah Deb. Sarah Deb now goes on. Here's Andy starting to close, but it's Sarah Deb by a length from Here's Andy. Sarah Deb wins this one. Here's Andy for second. Very close for third there. Cool Dynamite, Fireside Venture and Forward Venture. We're running then and racing up towards the first bend. A good start here from 2 Powers Prince and 1 Pavilion Rock. They lead the way into the first bend ahead of trap 4 racing in third. That's Droopy's Cross, who gets a slight bump at the bend. Heading down the far side then, and Pavilion Rock's gone 2 lengths clear from Powers Prince, giving chase in second. Improving is Dragon Knight in 3, and they can 4 Droopy's Cross. So come round the second last bend, and Pavilion Rock still leading here by 2 lengths. Powers Prince is still chasing after. This comes Dragon Knight. They're coming up towards winning line. It looks victory for Pavilion Rock. He's tying up though, but Pavilion Rock just last home from Powers Prince. Running on strongly for third was Tom's the Best. We're racing then for Heat 3 and running up towards the first bend. Fast away here, 3 Annie's Bullet leading the way into that first bend ahead of 1 Lenson Billy. On the outside there comes 5 Square Penny, but there's been trouble. Square Penny was involved, and so was 4 Rainstorm as they head down the far side, and 3 Annie's Bullet out in front from 1 Lenson Billy in second. Then comes Ladbroke Park in third, then comes Rainstorm. So come racing round the second last bend, and Annie's Bullet still leads, but she's been tackled by Lenson Billy. So they come off the final bend. Annie's Bullet by a neck from Lenson Billy. He's throwing it all down, and Lenson Billy just gets up on the winning line. Lenson Billy wins this one from Annie's Bullet in second place, and staying on for third, Ladbroke Park. And we're racing and running up towards the first bend. A good start here from 3 I'm Trigger is going to lead him into the first bend ahead of 2 Charpaden in second. After he's on the outside. Oh, got a bad bump though. That's trap 5 Bingo heading down the far side, and it's still I'm Trigger leading the way here by 2.5 lengths from 2 Charpaden. After he's now racing back in third comes 6. That's Killila Roger running a bit wide as they come round the final bend, and still I'm Trigger's on the bunny, still leading here by 2 lengths from Charpaden. After he's Eagle Boy putting it all down, but it's going to be victory here to I'm Trigger the winner. Photograph for second place in the end between Charpaden and also the strong running Eagle Boy. And we're racing then and racing up towards that first bend. Away fast here with 1 Lipau Cassie with 3 You Will Call, but on the outside the pace is coming from Astras in Eulogy, who doesn't make the bend in time, gets a whack. 6 Midway Sweep clears the trouble and goes on. So Midway Sweep leads from You Will Call. After he's racing in third comes Astras in Eulogy as they come down towards the third bend. Midway Sweep, a strong staying greyhound, but a surprise here still out in front because You Will Call's trying to close off the final bend, and Midway Sweep's going to land the spoils here. Midway Sweep's your winner just ahead of You Will Call, who ran well for second place, and back in third, qualifying off that bump, was Astrasin Eulogy. We're racing then and running up towards the first bend, and One Stowe's Vale gets a good start here. Forest Jet had to check towards the rails there. Some Pictures coming with a run so early in the race, then he gets a slight bump from Windsor Flash, but rides it well, heading down the far side, and Stowe's Vale out in front, but it's only going to be a matter of moments before Some Picture takes up the lead, coming down towards the third bend, and Some Picture strikes for glory. Some Picture goes on now from Stowe's Vale. After these can Forest Jet. It's going to be easy peasy here for Some Picture. A great performance again. This will be the anti-post favourite, surely. Some Picture beats Forest Jet in second place, and back in third, Stowe's Vale. They're off and running and racing up towards the first bend. A good start there from Countrywide Stag, but it's paced up from Capital C. He knows lying in third around the first bend and gets a bump also. Heading down the far side, and for Capital C out in front. He knows now, goes off in chase, and he's showing great pace down the back stretch. After these comes one Countrywide Stag, but as they come round the second last bend, it's Capital C. Remains 2 lengths clear, remains about a length clear now because He Knows he's trying to put it all down, but up towards winning line, Capital C's hanging on for victory here. Capital C wins it. He Knows only second, and back in third in the end was Countrywide Stag. We're off and running and racing up towards the first bend. Great start here from Corpo Election in 1. She leads early from 4. Frisco Sir, then comes 5 Aztec Travel, and 6 El Premier forced out wide. Looked a bit wonky at that bend, heading down the far side, and as they go down the far side, Aztec Travel comes to join. Corpo Election looking for him is Air Mount Jeff. After he's improving on the rails there, that's Nashoba as they come round the second last bend, and now Air Mount Jeff has the call over Corpo Election, but Nashoba improving all the time, gets the split. Nashoba staying on strong. Nashoba gets there. Nashoba your winner from second place, Air Mount Jeff. Back in third, Corpo Election. Well, that was a great run by Nashoba there, winning the final heat of the night for the third round. Let's get a look at the times then for the third round again, and the fastest, of course, was Some Picture, recording 28.61 when beating Forest Jet by a comprehensive 5 lengths. He certainly was in form, and that made him the anti-post favourite again, of course, after He Knows being beaten by Capital C. I'm Trigger recorded the second fastest time. Tommy Foster's runner coming good at the right time, 28.73. And Sam Sykes is at Capital C, recording 28.77. Sarah Deb getting in the picture, 28.79. Fastest sectional times, or the fastest, was recorded by Corpo Election, who finished third behind Nashoba. That was the went up to the winning line in 5.03 dead. I'm Trigo 5.05. Pavilion Rock 5.08. Aztec Travel at 5.08, always been consistent to the winning line first time. And then, of course, Frisco Sir, Fireside Venture, Powers Prince and El Premier, the ground normal on the night. Well, the headlines on the papers the very next day, well, on the Monday anyway, after the Saturday's events, of course, some serves an ace. I think there between the tennis, of course, and what was going on around Plough Lane, and some picture certainly stealing the headlines with the sporting press. To point out, of course, that he was only one of 2 wide-seeded runners through to the quarter-final stage. This, of course, is when it gets very hot indeed, with the 2 quick runs. And there's a look at the clockings to halfway for the 3rd round, the fastest of which was recorded by I'm Trigo, recording a very good 14.64, just ahead of Pavilion Rock, who did a 14.68. And then I think the very next clocking to watch out for was the 14.75 recorded by Capital C. So the halfway clockings for the Greyhound Derby after the 3rd round.